Key to making money in a situation like this is to position yourself now before the settlement. Because by the time you read about it in the Wall Street Journal, it's already too late.
Tell me here then, where does this go? I mean, let's have a look at just effectively what we have. We've got so many cryptocurrencies out there. You're one of the front runners, but the thing is, are there too many of you guys?
Actually, I agree with you. I think there are too many. There are around 3,000 different digital assets that trade on a daily basis now. I think, anytime there's a new market, there's a lot of people that run into that market and try to show that they can solve a problem, they can deliver a customer need. I have said publicly before that I think 99% of all crypto probably goes to zero. But there is that 1% where I think that is focused on solving a real problem for real customers and is able to do that at scale. And that's going to be game changing. And I think that's going to continue to grow significantly in the decades ahead.
What advice would you give to the companies that have large token value on their balance sheet? How do you think they should manage selling those tokens without causing issues when they're trading against their consumers or manipulating prices? How do we stop that?
Transparency. Look, I mean, there's a kind of well retweeted clip of me on stage with Joe Lubin at the World Economic Forum a few years ago. And, frankly, Joe's going after me about some of the same questions you're asking me. And I said, wait, Joe, how much ETH does Consensus own? He wouldn't answer. How much ETH that has Consensus sold? He wouldn't answer. So look, transparency is our friend. And I think I would challenge the whole industry just to be more transparent, whether you are Consensus and you own a lot of ETH, and I think to this day we don't know how much, or you're a project like Library that just has one. You are the token. I think transparency is our friend.
What happened with FTX goes to show that we clearly do need regulatory clarity in the crypto world. Without a doubt, by now, Gary Gensler should have already pushed for the rules to be published so that we can at least understand how to best operate in the market. One of the biggest advantages of decentralization is transparency. Yet we still have loopholes in the system that make companies such as FTX get away with hiding certain information, which is crucial to the public. Everyone who hasn't gone through the nitty-gritty details of the case between the SEC and Ripple assumes that Ripple is against regulatory clarity, which is not true. In fact, Ripple is fighting for regulatory clarity, while the SEC is solely focused on bringing Ripple down and hiding their own dirty laundry. True, the case is a little more complicated than that, but from a layman's standpoint, that's the interpretation that I get. Anyway, let's roll that intro and get into today's video. As always, welcome back to Moneyside, your favorite crypto channel. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you get updates when we drop new videos. And don't forget to smash that like button. And remember, you can always leave a comment or a question in the section below.
The Democratic Party finds itself in the middle of the biggest financial fraud case in U.S. history. A cryptocurrency company, like the Bitcoin things, just lost $2 billion of its customers' money. They didn't just lose it in the market, it's just gone. Someone stole it. And the company called FTX just went bankrupt after they blew up $32 billion.
The crypto market in chaos after the collapse of the FTX exchange, with a new set of questions on where billions and billions of dollars went.
A criminal investigation of its founder, Sam Bankman-Fried, has been opened in the Bahamas.
This is being called the worst disaster in the history of crypto.
This is bigger than Bernie Madoff, but unlike Bernie Madoff, who was getting rich off a Ponzi scheme, the Democratic Party was getting rich off of FTX. Now, FTX came onto the scene in 2019, and it spent $10 million to put Joe Biden in the White House in 2020. And the guy running FTX, the second biggest Democrat donor in the midterms, after Soros, of course, spent $40 million to get Democrats elected. Wonder why someone like John Fetterman was able to raise as much as 4 times as much cash as Oz? Well, you can thank Sam Bankman-Fried, who ran this crypto scheme out of a penthouse in the Bahamas.
Hi, my name is Sam, and this is my story.
Sam has crazy hair. Sam is vegan. Sam sleeps 5 hours a night. Sam lives in the Bahamas with 10 roommates. Sam is 29 years old only, but Sam has $22 billion. And he wants to donate all of it to charity.
And the charity was the Democratic Party. Look at Sam right there behind George Soros. Soros paid for a crime wave, and Sam may have committed a crime to stop a red wave. The guy was throwing so much money around, it got the owner a seat right next to Clinton. And he got an invite to Bill's after party with celebrities like Katy Perry, of course. You know, Clinton's really got an eye for mega donors. First Epstein, Sam Bankman-Fried, who they call SPF. If you spend enough money on Democrats, they don't care how you got the money as long as it gets to them. All the celebrities were jumping in too. Larry David was doing commercials for the guy. Tom Brady and Giselle were ambassadors. The John Fetterman of cryptocurrency, SPF, was just at the White House, actually. He got 2 closed-doors meetings with Biden's senior advisor in the spring, right around the time Biden was shipping billions to Ukraine. The funny thing is, Ukraine was an investor in FTX.
Offering. This is a separate case, but your thoughts on whether any of this has the potential to take down other markets like the stock market?
Absolutely, Maria. Well, it goes to your first point. When contagion happens, it's because everything is cross-collateralized and the system at large based on credit is so fragile. So we do see Bitcoin drawing down, and we can see other assets drawing down as people liquidate in order to cover cover their margins and their shorts. And so I think what's important to know about the SEC and Ripple, and it'll be interesting to see what the verdict will be, is that the SEC charged Ripple with violating securities law and argues that it passes the Howey test. It says that it's a common enterprise, an investment contract and a common enterprise. And the big thing I want people to remember, no matter what happens tomorrow, is right now you can go to Twitter or Google and you can find Ripple's CEO. And Ripple is the largest holder of its own its credit. And honestly, Maria, this is a failure on so many levels. This was a failure of our legacy financial system attaching itself to what appears to be a crypto Ponzi scheme, fail, allowing that fiat Ponzi scheme to advertise on the Super Bowl, fail, allowing what appears to be a crypto criminal enterprise to become one of the largest donors to a political party, fail. And it was a failure that a lot of Bitcoiners saw coming, and hopefully the people responsible will be held accountable.
This is the most interesting thing that I've heard so far all week. We are looking towards FTX and how most people have lost their money on it. But yet, everyone ignores the current unfair legal battle between the SEC and Ripple. And there's already a rumor spreading that the current lawsuit might be over this week. What do you think, guys? Is there any truth to that? Or is it just people speculating? Either way, I'm guessing that you've already stocked up on your XRP and are ready for whatever results that come your way. Now, if you haven't bought XRPs, guys, you're about to be too late. This crypto is going to cause a serious shift in power once the lawsuit is over. Thankfully, all the information about Ripple is open to the public, and you can easily reach Brad Garlinghouse on social media platforms. Now, even though they have the lawsuit still going on, Ripple's CEOs have stood their ground and continue to show their faces in the media to answer any questions you might have. Now, if that's not being transparent, I don't know what is. Stuart Alderati tweeted, investigators should ask, was @Gary Gensler acting alone when meeting with SBF? Was this a last gasp effort to finally manufacture that ever-elusive SEC registration the chair has been after? With SBF, it ended up with even more consumer assets under his control. But we all know the truth. Gensler is obviously a puppet for other powerful people, and that's why when he's cornered, he can't really defend himself. He literally doesn't have an explanation as to why Ethereum gets a free pass and XRP doesn't. And that will eventually come back to bite him in the rear. To all my XRP members, it is time to remove all your XRPs from exchanges and wait for this crypto to go to the moon. As always, do your own research and always trade safely, guys. Please keep in mind we're not a licensed financial advisor. All videos on this channel are intended for entertainment purposes only. You can let us know always what you think in the comment section below. Let's start a conversation. Thank you so much for watching. Couldn't be here without you. Don't forget to like this video and please click on that subscribe button below. And be sure to turn on notifications. That way you get informed whenever we post our amazing content. Thanks again. We'll see you on the next Money Side.